A pleasant morning to each and everyone, especially to you, sir. Before anything else, I just want to introduce myself together with my groupmates. By the way, I am a shooter Payusan, 19 years old, recently residing at Porok 5 Norte, Don Carlos, Bukidnon. I've graduated my senior high at Don Carlos Polytechnic College and currently a BS Criminology student at the same school.
Good day everyone, especially to Mr. Dennis D. Haguli. Carla May Sumilipaho from 1F Sutherland. I am 19 years old and resided at Poroxais, Overview, Palacapao, Quezon, Bukidnon. I am the youngest daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Juanito Paho Jr. I graduated my senior high at Sinuda National High School, Sinuda, Kitaw-Taw, Bukidnon, and currently taking Bachelor of Science in Criminology at Don Carlos Polytechnic College. I love adventures if I have money. I love playing games like badminton and volleyball. By the way, I just wanted to leave my verse in life here, which is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be righteous and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go.
Jonas is Kaminsare, and I am from Crim2 Sutherland.
Dear sir, I am Reza San Camillo from 1F Sutherland, 20 years old, and I live in Purok 9, San Nicolas, Don Carlos, Bukidnon. And
hello everyone, I am Dexter Vitalinas, 20 years old, and I live in Purok 1, Salvacion, Kadunilan, Bukidnon. I am currently taking a Bachelor of Science in Criminology at Don Carlos Polytechnic College. And my habit is I love singing, dancing, eating, and playing online games.
This presentation will introduce us to the sociological theory of crime causation. It helps us to understand and explain crime, the factors that causes crime, and the criminal behavior. Sociological theory. Sociological approach suggests that crime is shaped by the factors external to the individuals, their experience within the neighborhood, the peer group, and the family. These theories, however, differ from one another in several ways. They focus on what somewhat differ features of social environment. They offer different accounts of why the social environment causes crime, and some focus on explaining individuals' differences in crime while others attempt to explain group differences in crime. This entry focuses in the three significant spectacular of wrongdoings and misconduct: strain theory, social learning, and control theory. Then, at that point, momentarily portrays a few other significant hypotheses of wrongdoings, the majority of which address elaborations of these three speculations. At long last, endeavors to foster incorporated speculations of wrongdoings are momentarily talked about. A sociological theory is a bunch of thoughts that gives a clarification to human culture. Hypotheses are particular as far as their needs and viewpoints, and the information they characterize as critical. Thus, they give a specific and incomplete perspective on the real world. Sociological hypotheses can be assembled by an assortment of models. The most significant of these is the differentiation among structural and social activity theory. Regardless of their disparities, both functionalism and Marxism utilize a model of how society all in all function. The strain theory will be going to discuss by Mr. Cabillo.
first sociological hypothesis or theory is strain theory. Strain theory tells us how every individual commit crime or how they engage in crime. Some individuals feel strain or stress for the reason that they are being bothered or they will be commit wrongdoing or crime for themselves. And by doing that, there are some individual that they will become more savage and more aggressive to individual making the feel in comfortable way. There are some become more aggressive due to the abusive parents and guardians, and some being bullied in schools, and there are others that use illegal medication for the use of being in general. And there are two types of strain theory, which is others will not let you reach your goals, and others might take away what you value most in your life. And Agnew stated that adaptation differ from strain theory due to their coping mechanism. That means that every adaptation of strain theory that every individual commit, they vary in how situation they handle for themselves. Thank you.
The social control theory will be going to discuss by Mr. Cadenas.
Social learning theory. Why do people engage in the crime? According to social learning theory, they learn to engage is crime primarily through their association with others. They are enforced for crime. They learn beliefs that are favorable to crime, and they are exposed to criminal models. As a consequence, they come to view a crime so something that indesirable or justiciable or certain situations. The primary version of social learning theory in criminology is that Ronald occurs, and the description of the followers draws heavily on his work. Acker's theory, in turn, represents an elaboration to Edwin Sutherland's definitional association theory. Also see the related work of Albert Bendoras in psychology. And according to social learning theory, juveniles learn to engage in the crime in the same way they learn to engage in the reforming behavior, through association with exposed to others, primarily to initiate groups like the family or peer group have an especially large impact on what we learn in impact. Association with delinquent friends is the best predictor of delinquency.
The control theory will be going to discuss by Mr. Kaminsari and Ms. Carla Pajo.
Third major sociological speculations in control theory.
Points center around the variables that push or allure individuals into perpetrating demonstrations. Control scholars, be as it may, start with a fairly unique inquiry. They ask, why do individuals adjust? In contrast to strain and social learning scholars, control scholars underestimate wrongdoing. They also contend that all individuals had needs and wants that are more handily fulfilled through wrongdoing than through lawful channels. For instance, it is a lot simpler to take cash than to work for it. So, according to control scholars, wrongdoing requires no extraordinary clarification. It is normal, the most catalyst approach to get what one needs, maybe, than clarifying why individuals participating in wrongdoing.
According to control theorists, individuals don't participate in wrongdoing due to the controls or restrictions put on them. These controls might be seen as hindrances to wrongdoings. They allude to those elements that keep them from taking part in wrongdoing. So while strain and social learning hypotheses center around those components that push or lead a person into wrongdoing, control hypothesis centers around the variables that limit the person from taking a part in wrongdoing. Control hypothesis proceeds to contend that individuals contrast in their degree of control or in the limitations they face to wrongdoing. These distinctions clarify contrasts in wrongdoing. A few groups are more liberated to take part in wrongdoing than others.
And that ends our discussion about sociological theory.
you.